thanks for tuning in for this week's OMG. I'm Luke Brown. This week's top stories: a Fallout MMO signals the end of the world, how Final Fantasy XIII will be 3 times as awesome on the Xbox 360, and the latest on Nintendo's next Zelda title. But first, a look at the week's other, less important headlines. Piranha Games revealed plans this week to release a downloadable arcade game based on the classic Tony Scott film, Days of Thunder. In a related story, Carrie Elways and Michael Rooker are both super happy somebody remembered their names. Hasbro announced a line of Transformers action figures would be coming out that were based on the designs in the upcoming War for Cybertron video game. This will be the first time a company has made action figures based on a video game that was based on a cartoon that was based on action figures. Did I get all that? Yeah. Good luck with that. Sony is reportedly considering a relaunch of the PSP Go, causing many to question just how committed Sony is to the handheld device. Personally, I haven't seen somebody throw in the towel this fast since Rocky tried to save Apollo in Rocky IV. Last week, Interplay unveiled plans to release an open beta for their planned Fallout MMO in 2012. Though many industry pundits are worried the game will be forever caught in legal limbo due to the never-ending court battle between Interplay and Bethesda Softworks, we here at OMG are much more concerned with the grave danger the release of this game will put the Earth in. That's right. The Fallout MMO will be responsible for the end of the world in 2012. Thanks largely to our crack team of gypsies, warlocks, high priests, and congressmen, we've been able to establish a timeline of horrible events that will directly influence the often joked about mine prediction the world would end on December 21st, 2012. It all started with the insane sales numbers for the Wii, followed closely by the decline of the Sony brand. In the coming months, yet another Halo title will force the planet's polarity to skew, and not long after that will come a holiday gaming season that pushes the global economy to the brink of collapse. People, this is not something to take lightly. Interplay is meddling with forces they can't possibly comprehend, and they're putting you and your loved one's lives on the front lines of the apocalypse. And we all know what that means. No more Kratos Slurpees. It was revealed this week that the upcoming Final Fantasy XIII will be shipping for the Xbox 360 on 3 discs, as opposed to the PlayStation 3 version of the game, which will be shipping on 1 Blu-ray. While some gamers feel that the 360 version is a step backwards, there are others who believe that this decision will have unintended benefits. Here to discuss both sides of the issue is our newest OMG correspondent, Christopher Buke, and joining us this week from the Texas Institute of Geology, Sports Psychology, and TV VCR Repair, Dr. Sean Curran. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Now, Dr. Curran, why do you feel so strongly that this is a bad decision on Squeenix's part?
Thank you, Luke. And let me just say, I love your work on OMG.
Of course you do. Now get off my nuts.
Luke, our studies show that gamers, and in particular the areas in which they tend to play their games, could easily be equated to what my research team has named a death trap. There's bad lighting, scattered candy bar wrappers, empty bags of corn chips or Fritos.
Luke, I'm sorry, can I just interrupt here?
Christopher Buke, go ahead.
What Dr. Curran is talking about is just the reason that gamers need a game on multiple discs. All these factors he's talked about, the candy wrappers, the Fritos, the animal tranquilizer.
I didn't say anything about
all of these point to one thing, an obesity epidemic. Quite simply, gamers are too overweight. All of this walking back and forth to the disk drive of the 360 will provide this demographic with some valuable and much needed exercise. In fact, as television sizes get larger, the more gamers have to move their seats back from the screen. So on the whole, that 6 to 8 foot walk to the system taken over the course of 3 discs represents more exercise than most of these gamers would have gotten in their entire lifespan.
Interesting point, Christopher. Dr. Curran, how do you counter that?
Luke, I have here in my hands documentation that I wrote based on a biased opinion that I had going into the writing, which proves that 9 out of 10 real doctors agree that this research is grammatically impeccable, beautifully laid out, and dangerously misleading. And if I might add, quite unprofessional.
Dr. Curran, where did you say you got your doctorate?
Back to you, Luke.
All right, well, I guess the last word is yours then, Christopher.
I'm good, actually. All I brought was this blank paper, so.
Well, thank you both. I feel like we learned absolutely nothing. And now we turn to our Nintendo correspondent, Dominic Moschitti, for the latest on the company's next Zelda title.
Thanks, Luke. Now, I don't really understand what the big deal about all this is. I mean, the new Zelda was announced at E3 years ago. I think we have a clip. Take a look.
Dom, I think you're a little confused. That was for the motion sensor capabilities of Twilight Princess.
What? Then when is the Zelda coming out where the Wiimote is the sword and the nunchuck is the shield?
Considering the capabilities of the Wii, probably never.
Well, then why did he come out like that? What was that all about?
To promote Twilight Princess.
He lied to me.
Dom, I'm sorry.
What about all those gaming journalists in the crowd who went apeshit over all this? Did they at least remain objective about all of it?
Dom, I don't know what to tell you.
Ah, well, at least I still have very interesting, lifelike conversations to look forward to with Peter Molyneux's Milo.
Yeah, you certainly do. Well, that concludes another broadcast day. For everyone here at OMG, I'm Luke Brown. Stay tuned to Gamervision for the latest gaming news, funniest videos, and everything that falls between. Good night.